Hello, my friends. I wanted to jump on today and tell you it's bead therapy time. I'm sorry I didn't kind of post the link for this sooner, but honestly, I had trouble for some reason over the weekend trying to actually get this to upload. So I'm on just a couple of minutes early so I can try and get everything set up and let people get logged in. So give me just a minute. Thank you for those who are joining me so far. Give me just a minute and let me get everything kind of set up here, because as of right now I can't see this. Hello for everyone jumping in. Oh my gosh, you guys. So today was the first day of homeschool at our house. And oh my goodness, you guys. Whew. I think that once all of this is over, that every teacher should get a major boost in pay. I'm just going to tell you that much. Major boost in pay. So give me just a second here. Sammy, you'll just have to, Sammy's going to help me today, and he's going to read any questions. Just refresh the page, Sammy.
Good page.
Uh-oh. Okay, guys, give me just one more minute. I promise you, I'm working on it here. Here we go. Okay. What? Okay, guys, hang on one second. We're trying to get everything live streaming. Ha! I see it now. I see the live stream.
Everything live streaming. Ha! I see it now.
I see the live stream.
Everything live streaming.
Okay, let me figure out how to shut it up. There we go. Okay. Yes. Homeschooling, I wish I could say, is going fantastic. It did go okay today. So it's kind of interesting. But again, like I said, every teacher should get paid quadruple of what they are getting paid. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Basically today, what I'm going to be teaching you is a really simple crystal tennis bracelet. This one is super easy because it literally has very few beads that you're actually going to use. So for the project today, you're going to need a 2-strand clasp. It can be a slide clasp, it can be a pearl clasp, anything as long as it's got 2 loops for the clasp. You're going to need 2x2 crimp tubes. If you don't have any 2x2s, you can use a little bit smaller of a crimp tube. You're going to need 4 wire protectors. If you don't have any wire protectors, that's okay. It's not 100% something that you have to do. You're also going to need 2 pieces of a 0.012 49 strand beading wire. Now, if you do not have a 0.012 beading wire, you can use a regular, like a beading wire that you have. It will work as long as both wires will go through, like cross through the bead that you are doing. You also need, and those 2 pieces of wire are going to be about 14 inches long each. If you have a little tiny wrist, what's going to happen is basically you're not going to need as much thread. So that's just or wire. I don't recommend using thread for this. The reason I don't recommend using thread is because what can happen is these crystals, if you use crystals, they can rub the thread and it will break. So it's best if you can use a beading wire. And you're going to need 59 to 68 6mm beads. Now you can use bicones, you can use round beads, you can use gemstones, whatever you have in your stash, completely okay. So I'm just taking a look at some of the comments here. Sandra Claire says she has a 17-year-old and twins who are 15. Oh my Lord, God bless you, honey. We haven't eaten so many meals together in years. I actually think that is fabulous, Sandra. So anytime we can get our kids to sit down and eat at a table with us, we are doing fantastic. Okay, so the project we're going to do today, like I said, it's a crystal tennis bracelet and it's free on my website. So if you go to offthebeadedpathbeadstore.com, you'll be able to download this really simple pattern for the bracelet we're going to use and do today. I have used crystal double AB bicones, and I'm going to be using light hematite bicones today. Now, both of those are going to be Preciosa brand. So that should be good. Now, you know, I try to start off and give you guys something fun that's going on online that you can take advantage of. So Sandra, especially with your teenagers, this could be fun as well. On Instagram, Delish, Delish, is going to be doing kids cooking classes all week. So if you just go to Instagram and you search for Delish, they're going live at 1 p.m. I don't know exactly which time zone they're in, but they're going live every day at 1 p.m. to do these cooking classes. So they actually have a list that you can put out. They put out at the beginning of the week telling you all the different things that you would need to actually cook these things this week. So today, I've done told Grayson when we get home, we're doing cooking classes because, I mean, we're going to teach the kids some good home economics class, I guess, as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me flip the camera around and I'm going to explain to you a little bit about the different beading wires and the sizes so that you'll know. I think, let me see here. I want to show you. I think it's going to be backwards, so let me just double check. No, it's actually the right way. Okay, so this is the wire I'm using today. You'll see it is, let me get it here, 0.012 beading wire. And it is 49 strands. So the 0.012 is the diameter of the wire. The 49 strands means there are 49 strands of stainless steel wire inside of this one little piece of wire right here. The more strands a wire has, the less kinkage you're going to get. So if you use something like a 7-strand beading wire and you take it off and you throw it in your purse, more than likely that wire is going to kink, and once it's kinked, that's never going to come out. So that's why you want to use something that's got a little bit better kinkage factor to it. Now, like I said, I'm using the 0.012 so that I can get these wires through the bicone twice and still let it lay nice. If you do not have that, it's completely fine. Sammy is smiling over here. Sammy, what's going on? Anything good? No?
We're good,
Okay.
we're good.
All right. So
Something
guys,
else.
remember, right now, if you are watching this on the live stream. So if you have a question, please make sure and ask, you know, because it'll scroll up on the screen. Sammy will ask me the question and I'll get it answered for you immediately. So I know somebody's going to ask, my headband is a beaded headband. I actually got this headband when we were in London back in November, December, something like that. I also have one that I got in Prague, so I'll try to wear it sometime this week so you guys can see it. And make sure, if you can, to hang on to the end because I have a really special announcement today. Okay, so I see
What earrings are you wearing?
Okay, earrings that I am wearing, set in stone, maybe? I don't know. Sammy, maybe he can look, maybe Sammy can look it up and tell me. This is actually just, it's a pendant that I have done on the YouTube channel. We will look it up before the end.
I think we call it carved in stone.
Oh, carved in stone.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Sammy. Carved in stone. It's actually a pendant, but I have made it into a pair of earrings. There was another question I seen. Yes, you can actually use monofilament if that's what you have. I might, if I were you using the monofilament, I would go through it twice. So once you've done it, I'd go through it again. The only thing I would say, you would be really, really careful if you're going to crimp it. If you crimp it too hard, the crimp will break. You can tie the thread on. That is always an option as well. So no worries. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera. So if you get motion sickness, turn your head away for just a minute and while I flip the camera. And I'm actually going to try, let's see here. And everybody say hey to Sammy. Well, he just left me here.
We got milk here.
Mail carrier is here, so everybody just bear with us. Okay, let's see here. Okay, everybody see that pretty good? Wow, Lazzle, hello from South Africa. Hello, everybody, and thanks, everybody, for jumping in. I really, really appreciate it. Okay, so here is the bracelet I'm going to show you how to do today. It's a really, really simple right angle weave pattern. We're going to be using a 2-needle technique, and you can see it's just really, really pretty and sparkly when you actually wear it. So this is what we're going to do today. I am using just a really simple 2-strand clasp here. You can see this one is actually a pearl clasp. April, I do not know if I will do a beaded tutorial headband on a live. That might actually be another video. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. You will, well, Lord, what have I done with my wire here? Okay, so got my wire, and I'm going to cut, like I said, about 14 inches, 2 pieces. It's okay if it's not 100% 14 inches, just, it's better to cut them too big than not enough. Okay, you're also going to need some crimping pliers. For those of you who have never seen crimping pliers, this is what they look like. You can see it has a back hole. I call it, it's shaped like a kidney bean. And the front hole is an oval hole there. And I will show you kind of how that is going to work. But to start out, I guess it helps if I have a clasp. So let me grab a clasp. Oh, the wonders of doing things live. We'll be sharing. Yes, you will be able to watch this again as soon as we are done with the live. It will upload and it will stay on the YouTube channel. So if anybody misses or cannot stay to the end of the live to see the fun announcement I have, you will be able to see it. Bertha, Kelly, do you carry the clasp? Yes, I sell this clasp in the store. I will try to link it once we get finished with the video. So I'm going to take and I'm going to thread on a crimp tube onto my beading wire. Now, if you do not have wire protectors, a wire protector is a little horseshoe shape like this. It has a hole coming up one direction and a hole coming down the other direction. So it's like this. So if I'm going to use a wire protector, I would put this on. I would thread it through one of my loops here and then slide it through my crimp. Okay. Well, let me do it there. Okay, there we go. So I would do this, and I would basically crimp it and keep going. Now, what I'm going to do, though, is I want to show for anybody who doesn't have a wire guardian, I want to show you it's really, really simple. You are going to thread the crimp on. Wendy Carter says there is no sound. Wendy, you're the first one who says I don't have any sound here, so I don't know what could be going on with your piece or your phone or whatever you're watching this on. Okay, so I basically, you'll see this clasp has 2 little loops down here, and
Rings. Love your rings. Is the pattern available?
Yes. Whomever asked, Eden, the patterns for my rings are free on my website, which is offthebeadedpathbeadstore.com. Okay, so you're basically, if you do not have wire guardians, wire protectors, you want to bring the crimp up to your piece, but you want to make sure you leave just a little bit right there for it to be able to move around. Okay, so I'm going to use my crimp pliers now. I'm going to put them in that back hole first. For those of you who are just joining me, I am making a really simple 2-needle bracelet. So I'm going to put it in that back hole and I'm going to press. Now you see when I press, I have, it makes that little indentation there. So I'm going to make sure that indentation is pointing outward. Okay. And I'm going to press it again. And what that does is that covers, or that folds the crimp in half. So now my wire is not coming off. Okay. So now I'm just going to trim a little bit of my wire there, leave just a little piece. And now I'm going to take my other piece of wire and I'm going to do the same thing on that other loop right there. You guys are not going to believe, if you are not going to believe how easy this is to make. And anytime I make these for somebody and they wear them out, people love them and have a fit for them. So it's a really good thing if you have extra 6mm you can use to make. I don't know about you guys, but I'm using this kind of extra time right now at home to get some jewelry made for people for birthdays and for Christmas and all of that kind of stuff. So, okay, so I have my 2 pieces of wire. They're connected and I'm ready to go. So guys, this is how easy this is. I am literally on each piece of wire here. I'm going to pick up 1 bicone. And I'm going to let these drop down. Now, when I let them drop down, I'm going to make sure that my little extra piece of wire goes into the bead. Just like this.
6mm.
Yeah,
they are.
No, she says, do the beads have to be 6mm?
These
They,
beads have to be 6mm.
the beads do not have to be 6mm. They can be any size you want as long as your wires will fit through the beads. Okay, so here's my bead I have on 1 wire. I'm going to take my other wire and I'm going to put it through the bead so that the beads are coming out opposite directions of that bead. I'm going to grab a hold of each side and pull, and you'll see that makes our first little box. April, oh, I'm so glad that I showed you how to do a crimp. They're really easy. Don't be intimidated by using crimps and doing that kind of stuff. Really, really easy. So pretty much from now on, we're just going to continue that same thing. I'm going to pick up 1 bicone onto each wire and then pick up 1 and cross the wires opposite ways through that 1 bead. Okay, so you can see there, my wires are coming out opposite sides, and I'm just going to pull this down. So now I have another little right angle weave box. Now, if you want to, you can definitely do this as a quote-unquote single needle technique. If that's definitely possible. I just find it's just as easy just to go ahead and pick up 1 bead on each wire. And then pick up 1 and cross opposite ways through it. And you're just going to continue this until you reach the length that you need. It's really, really, really simple, as you can see. So I have one already done here.
Which way do you string the bicones?
Okay, bicones only have 1 hole, so you just string it straight on. I mean, that's all. They don't have 2 holes or anything like that, so it doesn't matter which way you string them on. So now I have one to kind of save some time. I have one here that's already to the length that I want it, and when you get to the length you want, make sure that you finish off with 1 bicone onto each little wire here. Now this is where you're going to take the other part of your clasp. On 1 wire, you thread on your crimp. I'm going to thread it through my little loop there. When you come back down through the crimp this time, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the wire and I'm going to put it down through the 6mm bead there. And I'm going to hold that bead and pull the thread straight down. Okay, just like this. I'm going to go ahead and pull that other thread tight so I just know that everything's good to go. And I'm going to try and get you a little bit up close here too so that you can see what it looks like. Okay, so now it's just, I'm going to crimp the wire just like I showed you a minute ago. Now, if you have crimp covers, you can also use a crimp cover on there. That's not going to hurt anything. Just make sure that you leave enough room there to be able to put that on. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take this other, and I did this before, you guys. Oops, sorry. Make sure that your bead doesn't drop off there. One of the samples that I made of these when I was making these for the project, I left off that bead and had to cut it apart.
Approximately how many 6mm beads does it require?
Okay. It's going to depend on your sizing. Who asked that question, Sammy?
Kathy Smith.
Okay, Kathy, it's going to depend on the sizing that you need for the bracelet. I would pretty much say you are going to need about 59 6mm beads for somebody who has about a 6.5 inch wrist. All the way up to like an 7.5 to an 8 inch, you're going to need about 68 beads. So, okay, so now I've got this other one done here. I've got it pulled the way it needs to. I'm going to go ahead and crimp this wire. Okay, and if you have any questions, if it's crimped good, just pull that wire there or that clasp. And if either of these wires move, you know it's not been crimped well. Okay, I'm going to come in and I'm going to trim these wires. What size wire, Sharon? I am using a 0.012 49 strand beading wire. You do not have to use bicones. Again, you can use round beads. You can use whatever you want to for those of us just jumping in. But now you can see what an easy bracelet.
It's not available when you are self-taught.
Yes, we are not doing kits for this. I'm trying to use things that you guys actually have already on hand. So now you can see what a simple and easy bracelet it is to make. So hang on one second. I'm going to, everybody can say hey to Sammy as I move the camera back up. That man right there is the man who does all your shipping. If you order from us, he is the guy who does it. I do, yes.
Because it's not over here yet.
Okay. Okay, guys, so remember, if you need a step-by-step pattern, you can go to offthebeadedpathbeadstore.com, and this is the free pattern that you can download to be able to do this project. But I mean, it's super easy. Now, I wanted to go ahead and tell you that tomorrow, when we do bead therapy again at 1 o'clock, let's see. Barbara, no, if you're gonna use wire protectors, you want to put wire protectors on both ends. Since I showed how to do it without the wire protectors, excuse me, I didn't want to put wire protectors on the other end because this will be something that I actually sell. Just wanted to let you know that. Now, I wanted to let you know too, tomorrow's live that we're going to do at 1 p.m., I'm going to be showing you how to make a 2-needle right angle weave daisy chain. You can make this into a bracelet, you can make this into an anklet, and I'll even show you a ring that I did it with as well. So I wanted to kind of give you a heads up so you'll know what you're going to need. So if you want to do a 7-inch bracelet, you are going to need 1 gram of a green size 11 seed bead. You are going to be needing 2 grams of a color B size 11 seed bead. Now these are going to be actually your flowers, so you can use as many different colors or as few colors. For the sample that I did, I used 3 colors of a color B. Then you're going to need a 1/2 gram of a color C size 11 seed bead. This is going to be the center of your flower, so I suggest probably yellow or something like that. You need 2 size 12 beading needles, 1.5 yards of an 8-pound or a 10-pound fire line. If you do not have an 8-pound or a 10-pound fire line, you'll want to make sure that you use a doubled thread, because this piece needs to be very structurally sound, and if it's not, it's going to be a wonky mess that you're going to hate dealing with. So yeah, that's pretty much what you're going to need. Oh, a clasp. I just used a really small magnetic closure. So if you go to the website and you get the free pattern for today, I actually already have tomorrow's pattern on there under the free section, so you can go ahead and download that as well. So one more really fun thing that I have to tell you guys, and I think you guys are really gonna enjoy. Last week I wore, I've got to where I'm wearing my bead crochet bracelets a lot, and a lot of people have said, hey, teach us bead crochet, teach us bead crochet. Bead crochet is really not something that I can teach you in a 30-minute live video. I may at some point decide to kind of do a series of lives on that. We'll have to kind of see. But what I'm going to do is later today, I am going to upload my bead crochet workshop packet that I give all of my people when they take the bead crochet workshop. I'm going to upload that into the free patterns on my website, and I'm going to give you guys access to the video that goes along with it that will teach you step by step how to bead crochet. Now, I will tell you that the bead crochet is not super easy. It's something that takes a lot of practice. So if you do it, and it's also about having the right crochet hook and the right thread. So if it's something that you try and you don't get it within 5 minutes, don't despair. It's going to take you a lot of time to get this. The lady who taught me years ago told me it's going to take you 12 to 15 hours for it to completely click and to do it and to understand why things are being done a certain way. And it did. And people that I teach, they are the same way. Let's see. So I'm looking at the questions really quickly.
Start at the delicates for tomorrow.
What now? Can you use delicates for tomorrow? I don't suggest it. The regular size 11 seed beads are going to work out better, but if all you have in your stash is delicates, then that's a-okay.
Black Dura thread, turn your fingers black.
Leslie, it's the same thing with Smoke Fireline. When you use Smoke Fireline and the Dura thread, it comes off on your fingers. That's just the nature of the project. Fireline, they actually have one called, what is that new one called? Somebody post it if you can think of it right here off the top of your head. I can't think of it to save my life, but Fireline actually has a new black Fireline that does not come off on your hands, and I can't think of the name. If somebody can post that, I'd appreciate it. Black Satin. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you for posting that. I appreciate that. The bead crochet is done with size 8 seed beads is what I tell people to kind of learn with. So, Carol, it's a really good idea. She says you can run the Fireline or the Dura thread through a dryer sheet to remove that black color, and so it won't get on your fingers. So, guys, I'm hitting that 30-minute mark, so I want to get off here. But, guys, just remember, we're going to get through this. This is just a passing thing. Use this time, like I said, like I'm using my time to make Christmas gifts and birthday gifts. If you set up at shows, you know, you can use this time to kind of stock up. So when because we will have craft shows again, you know, you can take this time to stock up. Enjoy this time of rest. I know it feels like we've had all of our rights taken away, but just know that it's going to be okay, guys, and I hope that you have a fabulous day, and we will see you again tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another bead therapy session. You guys have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye.